Good evening, fellow nerds. This is the Boomer Nerd, also known as George Tasker. And tonight I've decided we're going to try and see if we can analyse some aspects of the coronavirus data, asking questions to which we cannot find answers to normally. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh this page. Just want to see whether or not we've got the same kind of figures that we had earlier on. 106,000 and 165. Now unfortunately what this tells us is simply the number of people that have been infected since figures were being recorded. It does not tell us how many people are in countries of interest. We've already started to address that to some degree. It does not tell us how many active infections there are. And that's one of the questions I would like to answer tonight. So to get ourselves going, we're going to download the latest data. It says here that the update frequency for this data is about once a day, uploaded at midnight, which for me is going to be around about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And given that right now our current time is about 1940, there you go. Okay. It also says we're getting month, day and year format, and that was what we spent quite a lot of time in the first two videos working on, in terms of converting the date from that format to an Australian format so that Libre Office would be able to recognise in Australia that this was actually a date. Then we've spent some time creating some charts, so let's create some new charts tonight. But first of all, let's go and download the latest data. So we're going to go and do the time series because I like playing with time series. So we're going to download our 3 files again. So we're going to bring down the first one, grab the raw data. Right now it comes up to the 7th of July. March. Don't know why I'm thinking July. Probably because of the 7 up there. Alright, so 7th of March. So let's just simply save this file to an appropriate place. Now, if I remember rightly, we were looking for Corona 2020. Here it is. So we're going to save it. Hit the save button, clobber the one that's already there. Then we're going to go back. The hardest thing about the videos at the moment is just getting started. Once I get rolling, I'm okay. So now we're going off to grab the deaths, grab the raw numbers again. We're going to save, clobber what's already there, yes. Go back and grab the recovered. Recovered to me is what I call the good news file. The death is the bad news file. Okay. Now I hope that phone doesn't go making too much noise, because I've got better things to do than be distracted by a stupid phone. Okay. Alright, I've just taken back that one to its usual spot, and I opened up this extra page because I was trying to chase up a few bits and pieces. Okay. Let's go and open up these files. Nah, don't even have my Open Office or Libre Office, depending on which one you prefer. Don't even have that up yet. So let's do that. We'll go and look for Libre Office. Go and open up LibreOffice Calc. Oh dear, it looks like it managed to get shut down while it was still open. So let's just open her up. It says successfully recovered. Well, that's good news. I'm going to shrink the size of this a little bit. I'm holding down the control key and rolling the mouse thumb wheel. Just to see, yeah, that looks alright. Now, last time we noted that the data ended at 152 rows. Oh, it's telling me we've got an update. I wonder if I should do something about that. Maybe I will. But I won't update it tonight. I'll just download it. 6.41. Windows 64-bit sounds good enough to me. Oh, maybe I'll suck it down with a torrent rather than... Yeah, we'll suck it down with a torrent. Okay, so we're going to start the torrent. Where did it end up going? So where's it? Oh, web torrent. Okay, all right. We'll leave it be. I was going to use some software that I'd already stored in the machine, but it's decided it's going to suck it down that way. All right, I'll just leave it for now. I'll just go back to here. So. Bye. Come on, give me back my... Oh, there we go. Alright, so we've noticed that there's 152 rows. So now we're going to go back and open up the confirmed data series. So we're going to open her up. We're not going to... I wonder if it's going to detect special numbers. Wondered about that. Nah, won't bother. We've already got what we want. What the heck, I'm an experimenter, so let me give this a go. Right. No. Doesn't seem to have made any difference to these. So, anyway, the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to scroll down to the bottom. Oh, look at this. We now have 226. Just as well I took a look. So we're going to have 226 rows to import this into the original spreadsheet data. And we've only got 152. So here we go. We're going to select here 153. We're going to scroll down to 226. Where are we? There it is. Looks like they're trying to do something in terms of regionalise a lot of the data. But it also means we're going to have to push down all of these graphs manually again. Hopefully they'll start running out of regions to add to the data. But in the meantime, we'll just simply add these in. Alright, now I think what I'll do is I'll do a right click. We'll do insert rows above. Before I do that, I'm just going to roll back up here. Oh yeah, no, we're good. I wanted to make sure it was going to insert from the right place. So we'll do an insert rows above. We're going to have to do the same for this one as well. So let's begin. We're going to have to do the same for each of these. So 226, insert rows above. Do the same for confirmed. Okay. We'll do the same thing here. 226, and we're going to do insert rows above. Did that work? Yep, it did. Now we're going to have to drag down the looks like I've been doing some print previews of some kind. Okay, we're going to have to drag it all the way down there. Well, I think the quickest and easiest thing to do might be to just drag them from the bottom down, otherwise I'll have one graph sitting over the top of the other and then I won't be able to see them. And look how far down we've got to go. So let's, I've got an idea. Right, Control Z. We're going to press Escape. That's better. Control X. Drop it in here and see if that works. Oh yes, it does. That's going to save me a lot of work. So we're going to do same thing here. Control X for cut. And we're going to drop it down under Italy confirmed. Unfortunately, that's not Italy confirmed, it's Iran confirmed. So we better cut again and drop it into Iran confirmed. We better make sure I've got the other one. That's confirmed daily increase. Can you see the problem here with this one? Gonna have to we're going to change that from just simply confirmed to global confirmed. Okay, now we'll jump out of that completely. Okay, so we've got that. I think we'll move that over one more. For a small thing like this, we just click and drag. For the big ones, we do Control X. So that's Iran. Now we want to grab the one for Italy. Control X, and then that's South Korea. We want the one for Italy, and then we're going to do the same for the next one. So this is not drag and drop, this is actual cut and paste. Control X to cut what I have selected, that is the graph. Control V to paste once I have dropped into the spot I want the item to be put into. Okay, and then we grab global confections, global, damn, I've done it wrong again. Alright, I'm going to cheat a little here, just drop that there so I can grab this other one and then put that down in South Korea where it's supposed to be. This is what I get for not checking and watching carefully. Now this one here, once again, I'm just feeling a bit lazy. I'll just do a click and drag and put it in place. So that now opens up all the space that I need to get rid of all of the data and import it. So let's go off to the other spreadsheet. The spreadsheet, according to the title, says it's confirmed. So, confirmed it is. Province / state, country / region. Now this is, it'd be nice if we could put this into an SQL database, because it would make a whole lot of things easier. All we've got here is what might be described as a flat file. So everything I'm trying to do is going to be based around working with a flat file. But still, I guess it can be a learning moment. Okay, I want to be back in home. Control home from the keyboard takes me... No, it's not what I wanted either. So I must have had that selected. That's better. I'll just go back down and make sure that we're all clear. Okay, we're all clear. So let's do the paste. Control V for Victor. Yes, we're about to clobber some cells, and let's go and take a look, and notice that it scrolls all the way down, and notice that some of our values are messed up. Wonder why. I wonder if it could be... No. Let's get rid of that. Okay, why is value not functioning properly? So 03, 01, 302. Got a few days here. AR1. Well, looks like we're going to have to debugger. Alright, let's go and see what we're getting. Gonna have to blow this up a bit bigger. Let's take a look here. AP1. Okay, we'll go and have a look over here. Oh, look at this. We got a whole stack of problems here. Okay. Well, I am just wondering. So these have got the dollar ones, and we've got still got this value issue. So it looks like we've run into a new problem again. So let's take a look and see if we can fix up this stupid value 01. Okay. I think we'll stick with 01 because that's going to be the quickest way to try and sort out the function. Okay. Search. Okay. Alright, what happens if I get rid of the +1? No. Hang on. Okay. What is it not finding? Gonna okay that and then come back into it. Yeah. Oh, recording. What are you doing? What do you need?
5 clicks for dinner.
Oh, okay, I'll come back to that later.
I'll remind you in 20 minutes, right?
Righto. grown-up sons who are still asking their old man to cook for them. I may have to interrupt this video at some stage, but anyway, at the moment I'm going to try and debug this stupid thing. So right equals a value that is of no good to us. So what's going on? So it's finding the position. Oh no, it's getting the right length. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So search. See, the trouble is we've got search and it says it's coming back with a value. So why is it giving a problem there? Okay. So O1 is that, and just going to go and see if any of the others have got the same issue. Okay. What I'm going to do first of all, okay, so we're going to have to, we'll give up on trying to on that for now for a few seconds. We'll try and see if we can okay, we'll put that down there. Percentage recoveries, that's fine. Is that the right spot? Probably not. No, I think I want to go down a little further. Yeah, that's percentage recoveries there. Okay, so we'll go back up and grab the other one. Yeah, percentage deaths. Alright, we'll drop that in there. Alright. Okay, I've got to run back up and take a look and just try and figure out what's going on here, because when I put the data in before, I want to see what the difference is. What I might do is go up to O. Then I'm going to go to confirmed, go up to O. Okay, so now saying 0201/20, whereas this one, okay, let's go back and take a look at the other that recovered. Okay. Right, it's changed the format, and somehow the change in the format has made the wheels fall off the wagon. So there's obviously something wrong with the actual formula. So that's recovered 0102. Hang on, no. That's 212. Whereas up here it's put at 020120. It might have been when I told it to recognize the data format. Format cells, date. So now it's recognizing the date. That could be the issue. Trouble is that the date is wrong format. So So it's recognising it as a date. So what are we doing down here? Let's go back in and take another look at it. (201) value search equals value. What we'll have to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down so that we can try and figure out exactly what's going on. So we're going to break down each component until we sort out why the search is failing. Because we need to try and figure out what is being thrown into there. If it's not fine, we may have to do a date to text conversion, because it could be storing the date in there. So I'm just going to drag this down here temporarily until we manage to find out what's going on. So let's first of all go in. Hang on. We'll go back up here. Grab the function, and we want the search. Oops. Okay. All right. We'll just whack that little bit in there. Hello.
You want to see my work on the clear coat?
All right. Okay, folks, I'm going to have to stop for now. We'll come back in a moment. Okay, so I'm back, and at least a couple of hours have transpired between when I paused and came back here. And in the meantime, I did a few things. I upgraded the software in the thought that it might fix the problem. I thought there might be a bug, but it turns out that it came down to the way that I imported the data. If you take a look up here, you notice that we have here a date of 1/31/20, which is our standard US format, and all of a sudden it goes to a number. You say, well, why did that number come up? Well, I'll show you why. There we go, I went backwards a couple. What you have here is, if you look at the cell format, it says number general 131 blah blah blah, and this one here, take a quick look, it thinks it's a date. And you'll notice that the problem's finished at column N. Sorry, the problem manifests itself after you went from column N to column O. So it was the way that I imported the data that has caused the problem that we have down here, where we have value. It cannot find the slash because in the internal system it thinks it is a number, and it will convert it to text and then try and push it across the number. So the way we're going to resolve that issue is we're going to import it in a slightly different way, and I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the confirm cases. We are on the confirm tab down here. We're going to go this time, oh dear, just realised I've told it to import in the wrong place, so we better go to A1. Let's try again. Confirmed, open. This time we're going to switch this detect special numbers off, and we will see whether or not that will have the desired effect. We'll find out in a moment. So now I'm going to import all of the data, and it shows up
600 hours bedtime. Wake up time 600 hours medication.
Go away. tell me I got to go take some kind of medicine in the morning. Anyway, not to worry. So that shoved it over on that side, and I don't want it to do that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to check the O, make sure in the format cells that it thinks it's a text, that it does, and we'll just double check here. Format cells thinks it's a number. I'm not particularly concerned too much about that. Okay, thinks it's a number. General format. We'll just do our selection trick. There we go. Control. We will now make sure we then paste inside our spreadsheet, clobber everything, and we'll go down, take a look and see if this has resolved our problem in the O column. And it has. We'll just simply scroll across the rest of the data, try and make sure. Yep. Okay, so that's sorted out that problem. We'll just grab this couple of cells here and transmit them across to the rest of the data. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to push this back up. We're not going to update this immediately. Okay, it's better. Yeah, no, we'll just simply drag and drop it into there. Shall I update this? I suppose I better. So I'm going to click on the line, double click it took, and then click on that. So as it selects the line, we're going to right click it, we're going to click data ranges. Now what was the update? I better cancel for now and just roll across. How far do we go now? AX. So far we're up to AX. Alright, let's see what we can do with this. Whoops. No, that's better. Right, so we want to go from AT to AX, and I'll click OK, and you'll notice it's climbing up a bit more strongly there. So let's take a look here. Let's try and make this a little bit bigger, and just one more here. One more there. Actually, we might get one more. Ah. No, we'll leave it right there, but we will. Come on. Click outside it. There we go. Now I'm going to drag it all the way across the way. Oh, what's going on here? Can't have that. Oh, that's better. There we go. Alright. And that's about as far as we can drag it across to fit it nicely on one screen. Yeah, I'm a bit curious here. I want to see what happens when we put in the data for South Korea. This is going to be quite interesting. So double click, it gets us inside this line. Right click, we will go with data ranges, go up now to AX. What's going on? No changes. double click on it again just to be sure that we've got it. Cancel. I'll go data ranges again. Did I miss something? Data series. Okay. Two. It's not showing me the date ranges, so I might have to recreate this file. We'll just see what we can do here. Okay. I think I know what part of our problem is going to be. Yeah, we haven't put the data in. There it is, look at that. Haven't put it in, let's put it in. Alright, let's go back and take a look. Okay, so it's still rocketing up. Right. What about Italy? Let's go out to there we go. What has happened here? Guess what this means? This means that our sections are wrong. E62. Alright, we better go and find Italy. Seems like we've... Okay. Why? It's E60 now. Alright. Italy is now E60. I'm going to have to make this more flexible because it seems like they're changing the data all of the time. So how can I do that? Is there a way I can search for a particular bit of data on a particular column? Let's go and find out. Data. Find range, pivot table, blah, 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 blah. Data provider. Nah. Let's go and see if we can get a function that will tell us something. Okay. Functions. Here we go. Functions. Category. Database. It looks to me as if these are going to be as useful as tits on a ball. Define the contents of the cell of a data range which matches the search criteria. Alright, let's give that a try and see what it finds out. So what's the database? My database. Okay, no. Array, text, add in. What does add in do? No, none of those functions I'm interested in. Alright, information, cell. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of all that. Don't need all of this anymore. Okay. Oh. Tmax, Tmin. Right, I don't want that. Alright, looks like I'm going to have to run off and Google a way to find information if I want to make this more flexible. What I might do is I might just leave that for now and just simply hard code it in. So we want E60, Italy. Okay, so let's run down to South Korea. Looks fine. What is South Korea, by the way? E35, that's probably why. Alright, let's go and fix this up. E62, we want E60. So let's fix that. Okay. Okay, we clobber what's there, and that looks more like the kind of data we're after. There it is. Now let's go and look for Iran. Just see if we can do that. Okay. There it is. That was the quickest way. E73. So we're going for 73. Row 73. So that's Italy is done. Iran, E73. So it's backed up 4 rows. So let's fix that up. 73. Yep. Okay. Okay, we still only got okay, we're going to see if we can fix our data ranges here. There it is. So we're going to fix it so it goes to X. Here we go, jumps out a bit. You notice that the graph is roughly the same shape, and you'd expect that given that it's still a geometrical progression. We might have noticed that South Korea has flattened out a bit, so it's changed shape a little. Alright, now we go to Iran. Iran apparently does have the correct figures. We'll just double check at the end. Looks okay. Let's grab this information. Oops. Hang on, what happened there? I better Control Z that. Okay. Right, Control C, that's better. To Control Z. Okay, so looks like Iran is really going up. So we'll then extend the line here so as it reaches it picks up the data out to column AX. Okay, so that line is now selected. You can see it slightly changed colour. Okay, so let's change these. X, well, that's made a change already, and X, and okay, yep, no, it's piling up also at a geometric progression. Oh dear, just look at this shit. Doesn't that look like total rubbish? Oh, maybe not. Okay. No, I remember what this was. This was the number of new cases per day for each day. I might actually adjust this fix this up. Global confirm new infections. We'll say new daily infections. Daily infections. I think that makes it a lot better. Makes it a lot easier to understand. Now, the thing that we then need to do is extend this data out to the end. Okay. All right, so far so good. Let's extend this range out to column X. So we double click on it so as we get the actual, there we go. Now it's selected. And fix the data ranges again. We don't want T, we want X. AX. There's 1, 2. Interesting. So it means that the number of daily infections is on the increase. Alright, what have we got over here? This is really just a the deaths. The deaths and I think I'm going to blow this up, make it nice and big. Let's now open up the next file, which is going to be the deaths one. And we're not going to make the mistake of mucking around with special numbers again. Alright, so we'll select the whole thing. Actually, that's interesting. I think we're going to grab hold of that data. Better make sure we go back up to the top. Clobber everything in sight. Apart from that little bunch of formulas down the bottom. That's interesting. Let's go back up and take a look and see what we're doing up here. We've got to make sure our formulas are getting everything right. E152, that should be now E226. Let's fix it. Two, 6. Now you notice it didn't make any difference there, but it may make quite a bit of difference to the rest of the graph. So take a quick look down here before we go any further. All right, take a look at that. Now we're going to click up here, we're going to go right out to the end. Take a look at that number, just there, it says 105,618. We're going to then replace it 105,836. So it hasn't been a big change, but it has missed significant amount of data. And it hasn't changed the shape all that much either of the graph. Now the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same with this one, stretch it out. Whoops, come back, come to papa. There. Do the same with this one, stretch it out. Okay, stretch this one out as well. I hope we don't have to do too many more of these data extensions. I guess we'll find out in the course of time. Can't even see where to put it. Alright, that's better. Okay. All right. So we have just added deaths in, and we've just noticed here deaths has been stuffed around a bit. So some of the figures I put out in the last video might be a bit off. So anyway, let's take the opportunity to correct that situation right now. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to modify this formula so it becomes 226. That means since I started playing around with these figures, there's been 100 rows added to the data. Okay, so we'll just say yes. We're going to clobber, dobber. 3,558. Let me go back and take a look at the damn, I ran off and I shut off Brave because of a software installation for Libre Office, and I forgot all about the. Okay, so it's only brought up the one. Okay, alright, I'll bring up another window. No, not that one. I'll right click on here and we'll just go new window, drag that over here and go and find coronavirus data. I want to see how many deaths we're getting in here. 3646 says total deaths. Okay, so what does the spreadsheet say? Better tell this one to shut up. Okay. 3, 5. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I can wear that because we're about a day behind at the moment. So it's 3558, but that is on the 7th. Today's date. Take a look. It's the 8th. Okay, so yeah, I'm missing a day. All right, I'm happy enough with that for now. Okay. One of the things I'm curious about is what does the shape of the graph look like for the number of deaths? So it looks like I better grab hold of the date calculation, which I can grab one of these down here. Any one of these will be fine. Okay. Go back to deaths. I'm going to eventually, yeah, that's what we'll do. Nope, didn't work. Okay, we're going to have to go out to AX. There it is. It didn't take too long to get out to. And I didn't have the $sign in it. How annoying. Anyway, I'll fix it up right now. I'll go through the whole painful process. 1, 1. Let me just. One. Can you see why I don't like doing this any more than I have to? Just going through the whole painful process of making sure I remove all of the 3s and replace them with the 1. Once I fix this, the other thing I should do is put those $signs in as well. Maybe I'll do that, so I don't have to stuff around with it anymore afterwards. Okay, so let's go back. Actually, I'll put the $sign in on the way back in. Okay. $, $E1, E1, 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 $1, $1, $1, $1. You can tell I'm somewhat Aspergery autistic, can't you? Have this capability to focus on boring and very mundane things for long periods of times. Okay, done. Now we'll notice that we've got here, or maybe we'll just do the whole 3. We'll see if that will fix the problem. Yep, that fixes that problem there. Any others? Yeah, for some reason or other these also have a bit of an issue. That's all fixed. Now, going to hack this out of here. Put it down here. We're going to put in date here, and we're going to create a new graph. Let's have some fun creating a new graph. So here we go. Just realised we've made a bit of a foobar. We need to select all this data first. So I've selected it. I'm going to drag this back to here. Okay, let's give it a go. Ah, yeah, that's what I want. Perfect. Now I'm going to go back for a line graph again. Next. Chart elements. Okay. Now, gonna slip back over to this one here, grab that link, because I think that's a pretty important link, so that everyone can have a clue as to where the data came from. Now the x-axis is going to be the date, and this one is going to be total deaths. And we're going to finish. Alright, now just drag her, there we go. Gonna drag this down so as we've got ourselves a bit more detail and see what it looks like. You'll notice that this here is a lot straighter, and it's kind of what we would expect, because we noticed that the death rates were dropping as we went over here. Now this here has to have the new data put in, and it's going to have its charts adjusted as well. So let's get busy. We'll go back to, no, wrong, there we go. Get rid of the deaths. Now we're going to open up the recovered, what I call a happy news. That's going to open up a new sheet, and whoops, okay, 226, yeah, and we're in the recovered up here, so we're going to clobber everything. Just make sure everything looks good down the bottom. So far so good. Yeah, look at that. That's not so good, is it? We're going to have to fix that as well. So we'll make it a 226, and then we will copy, go out. Actually, we'll go make it go all the way out. Yeah, you can be clobbered. We'll just copy this one and also take it all the way out. Okay, that's better. Now what's this one? 31, okay. The unhappy news being put down here. Okay. Alright. So everything there's okay. We will keep extending the line. Try that. Okay, data ranges, and we're going to take it out to AX. Okay, so why is it only going out to? So it probably means, yeah, no, it's not going out to AX. So we'll grab all of that and move it out. Okay, so it's going down to 5.75, so it's continuing to decline. I call that happy news. Go away. And as you can see, it's definitely flattening out as it heads out. Now I want to stretch this one out a bit further as well, so we'll do that now. And now that's as far as we can get to see it on the one screen, which is a bit unfortunate, but anyway, it's just the way it is. Now this one had a slightly different formula, so let's go out to the end of this one and extend it out to AX. Okay, so let's now extend the recoveries data. Yeah, we'll right click on it now. Okay, so we're going to move AT out to AX. And we'll just click OK, and once again it still looks like fairly good news. Okay, well, we're pretty much up to where we were before with all of the updated data, at least updated to yesterday. Next thing for me to do is answer a couple of other questions. The first question I want to know is, what is our current active infection situation? None of this data actually tells us what our current infections are. The way we will do that is we will grab the total recoveries, total deaths, and add them together. Then we will subtract them from confirmed infections. So let's see how that looks. So active infections is going to equal confirmed infections minus, in brackets, deaths plus recoveries. Now the reason we can be confident that that is what is going to happen is that we are going to have two possibilities if we get sick. Either we're going to die or we're going to get better. And what is left over is the people that are still sick. Now, confirmed infections are not on here, so we're going to have to bring it over and we will grab it from that spreadsheet. Now, how did we bring it over before? we said total deaths, which was the previous spreadsheet, is $deaths.e231. So let's go over to the confirmed spreadsheet and just try and find out where our total confirmed deaths are. And here they are. So it is going to be, just check that, $deaths ET. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Had me a bit worried there for a bit. I thought I might have been pointing at the wrong cell and getting garbage. Okay, so here's our global confirmed, and if we take a look up here, it is E229. E229. So presumably this is going to be $confirmed dot. So let's go back here. Probably the easiest way to do it is let the system work it out for us. So we're going to go equals confirmed that. There it is. And we just press enter. And there it is. So I was right. $confirmed dot E229. Now I'm going to run that all the way out to AX. No, let's just run it all the way out to AX. There it is. So all we're doing is we're just copying the data straight out of the confirmed spreadsheet. So that is all our confirmed infections, the whole shebang. So confirmed infections. Right. Now, active infections. We're going to say it's going to be equals this particular data minus bracket so we want that plus deaths, close bracket, press enter. So on that particular day we'd had 28 recovered, 17 dead. We wanted, so that would be 38.45. So take 45 from 555. Yeah, and that looks right. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to push this down. Search. I'm going to put date here. Going to grab another date from here. That's got the $sign already in it, so we can just drag it straight down. Now we take the two of them and copy it out to here. So now we're making up the data we need to create our next chart. Okay, so we go down here, select, oh, why did that happen? Okay. I can see what we've got to do. Oh, that's better. All right. Okay. Right. let's go back over here. Let's put in our chart. Data range. Sure. Now we want to make an appropriate global active infections. COVID-9. Okay, now I'm going to have to go back and grab the source. Shove it in there. Date. Okay. Finish. Now we scroll up a bit. Drag it across to there. Fraction more. Whoops. That'll do. Then we'll drag it over to the right. Okay. That is most interesting. The actual active infections is flattening out across the world, if this is to be believed. Which would suggest that some of the fear mongering is, at this point in time, overrated. I think I'm going to grab this and whack it up on my one of my Facebook pages, because this is stupid. This is insane. Because if you compare this with confirmed infections says we're going up to 120,000, and yet active infections quite clearly on the decline with a slight uptick towards the end. Now, there's a number of ways we can explain that. My preferred way would be to consider the fact that China is not releasing its full data. A number of people from different sources have said they do not trust the data that's coming out of China. And of course, what we are currently doing is looking at other countries as a proxy for what we expect to see in China. Oh boy. What I might do is just take a look and see what other countries are starting to push up in the numbers a bit. That's interesting. Looks like we're going to have to resort the data here a bit. I think I just might do that. Because if you look at this, we've got mainland China, and then you've got Australia, South Australia, and the shit's all over the place. I think we're going to have to tidy this up a bit. I think I'll do that right now, because this is a frickin' pain. So, what we're going to do is we're going to select all of the data except the date. We don't need to accept don't need to worry about the date. The date's not going to move because we're not moving any columns. We're only going to be moving rows. Oh, come back. Here we go. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to sort it by country. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to include the dates, but the dates are not going to get affected anyhow. And that will help me. So we're going to go data. We want to sort ascending. No, that did not work. So we're going to go Control Z. Okay, so we're going to just go into the sort. So data sort. And we don't want to sort by province or date, we want to sort by country, region, and we don't want to sort by anything else. So now we're going to click OK. So now everything's in alphabetical order according to country. Now you should notice that well, I was hoping it wouldn't change anything, but obviously no, it's not smart enough. It's not smart enough to take the sorted data and say, okay, we're going to change the formulas accordingly. So what that means is I'm going to have to find all of these locations again. This one won't have to change because it's just simply a sum of everything. Dates don't change, but things like South Korea are going to have to change. It's no longer at E35. Being South Korea, it's now E131, so we'll fix that. So F2, almost the same. 131, good. Yeah, and yeah, that looks more like it. Yep, okay. Italy. Looking for IT 58. Let's go back down and see what we can get for Italy. Not too far out. 58. Let's take a quick look and see what the graph looks like. Flat as a pancake. There. Right. Yeah. Go away. Alright, and then we've got to go back up and look for Iran. 54. That'll be this one here. Yeah. From now on, it looks like we're going to have to keep cleaning up the data before we can do anything with it. Anytime I put in an update, actually there's a couple of ways I can fix things up. All I have to do, especially if we've got the same number of rows, is just simply do the sort before I copy it across. So I think that's something that will work along the line of. But anyway, it looks like we've got the correct data here. Yep, no, that's looking all right. Okay, so what's happening here? Okay, so you'll notice here that the infection rates have gone up, the daily infection rate, but recoveries and deaths are pulling down the active infection rate. And as you can see, yeah, okay. Right. Right, let's double check and make sure everything's still okay. Because as soon as you mess around with one bit of data, you've got to start stuffing around with all the others. Yeah, no, that's okay. Anyone that didn't change. So active infections was just simply confirmed infections minus the sum of deaths and recoveries, which was up here, 228. Right, so far everything looks all right. So we'll just hold it at that at the moment. So I think we're going to be looking at the longer term, trying to see exactly where we are headed. So it looks as if active infections are quite different to what we are expecting to see. So at the moment we're sitting at a level of around about 50,000, and so we've got people in Australia here cleaning out the toilet aisles, the toilet roll aisles in the supermarkets, simply for the case of 50,000 infections. What's our rough current rough estimate for world population at the moment? No idea, so let's go and take a quick look. Current world population. World population says 7.8 billion people. We're at about 1.5% a year. It's gone down. So it's not. So let's work with 7.8 billion. So we'll go back and we will just type in this figure. Why not just use that figure up there? 43,000. Let's go 44,000. We'll just simply do this as a straight out type it in. So equals 7.8 E9 divided by, no, wrong way around. Escape. Let's try that again. Equals 44,000 divided by 7.8 E9. So at the moment it's about 5.6 people per million population. So I can type that in here. Actually, I got a better idea. Let's do something entirely different. Let's make a graph out of it. And then we'll do it over date. The current infection rate. That'll work. Okay. So I'm going to put a figure over here. Current world population equals 7.8 E9. There you go, 7.8 billion. That's what 7.8 billion looks like. Tell you what, it might be easier if we decided to format it. Let's see, if we give it a number format. Format it. There we go, format as number. Now that makes it a little bit easier to read. The only trouble is I don't like those decimal points at the end. So let's see if we can modify the decimal points so as we get a straight out integer. So I'm going to go with this one up here because you don't get people in fractions. Okay. So 7,800,000,000. How about that? Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work out what the total... we'll go with active infections. I think active infections gives us a most accurate picture. Alright. So we're going to call this one infection ratio. Does ratio sound right? Fraction. I think we'll use fraction. I think fraction sounds much better. Even though it's going to be a decimal, it doesn't really matter. So we're going to say, this time, the number is E326 E326 divided by, this time we're going to have to, $B. Dollar, oh, hang on, come on, what's going on here? What have I done? Dollar B dollar 375. Okay, as a fraction of the world population. Going to run it all the way up to AX. There we go. Now, get rid of that, drop it in there, escape, go away. Right. Now we're going to grab a date number again. Okay, let's make a graph out of it. Alright, and this is going to be active infections as a proportion of world population. We'll cancel this. We're going to go all the way back here. That's better. Yeah, that's a better position for it to sit. Right, line. What does it look like? Oh yeah, no, that's alright. Interesting, that looks very similar to the active infections line, but we'll see how it goes as time goes by. Okay. So there we go. Now I'll go and grab my source. Okay, go back here. Copy it. Okay, so we'll say date. And then we'll just type in here global population proportion. Now I'm going to stretch it out a bit see exactly what it looks like. It's interesting. Wonder how I managed to get it to do that. Anyway, I'm not going to bother thinking too much about it at the moment. Okay, so we'll go and compare that with the previous chart that I made. Looks very similar. But at this point in time, we can see 1e to the minus 6. What that simply means is that 1 in a million, 2 in a million, 3 in a million, 4 in a million, 5 in a million, 6 in a million, 7 million, 8 in a million. Whew. So for the sake of 8 in a million, we are going to extreme efforts to try and stop this darn thing from running around the place. The fear level is absolutely insane. So we have to ask ourselves, well, is there something else going on that could be behind the scenes that we don't know about? Well, I've got my own suspicions, but I'll keep them to myself for the purposes of this channel. If you want to find out more about some of my suspicions, you could probably go and have a look at my Gab and Facebook presences. That's where I'm most active at the moment. I have got a number of other social media sites I'm also present on. But I think this is probably a good time to stop. I mean, what is our time now? 23:46, and how long have I been recording for now? 1.5 hours. Probably because of that extra bit at the end. So right now, we have made a couple of discoveries. We have found that infection rate has dropped up until about 2 or 3 days ago. Not infection rate, the active infections has dropped, and this is numerically speaking. It's now starting to climb again, and as the active infection ratio is also beginning to climb, and it's sitting at a level of around about less than 6 parts per million, which means out of 1 million people there's only 6 people currently infected. Alright, I think this is probably a good time to stop. I'm not sure how much more I can get out of this data. Maybe in a week's time I'll come back to it and see what else we can do. If anyone has any questions, just drop them into the comments below, and we can see where we go from there. I think it's going to be quite interesting to continue to explore this data. One of the other things I'm going to do at some stage is I'm probably going to see about exploring the data from the point of by country, and I've just remembered I need to start fixing these ones up as well. Okay, well, I think we'll call that a day. I'm George Tasker, your Boomer Nerd. Goodbye for now.